it's Haley from Haley's Design Studios. I am here to show you what I crocheted this week. This is going from Sunday to Sunday. This video should go out tomorrow. I'll do some editing and fix it all up. I think Monday's gonna be my new day. It's either gonna be Monday or Wednesday. I really haven't made up my mind yet. I think Monday's gonna be my good day. But I have a list of things I am wanting to make, and I'm using this market book that I got on the retreat I went on this last year. And it is the inventory market book from Jen Crafty's Creations. So I tried to use it last year and I just was not good at keeping track of things. Because I was having a really rough year once I actually got this. So, because I had just not so good things happen up until in October. Which we all know what happened in October. I found out I was pregnant, so that was the good thing about 2025. But it was very rough at the beginning of the year. Anyways, the first market I have in here is the Ohio State Fair. Now this is just temporary as of inventory. Like, I've got things that I want to make and things I'm sending my friend Kat, who is actually doing the Ohio State Fair. There's going to be at least 7 of us. I think it's Lisa, maybe. But for the ones that are definitely, me and Maria are sending inventory. Kat, Mandy, and Michelle Brito, we all call her Brito, they all will be doing it in person. Brito's gotta leave halfway through the second week. I think this one Lisa's gonna try and be there as an extra person, so there's 3 people there at all times. Just so that not everybody's not worked up or anything like that. And I think we've got a lot of things going. I was helping Kat kind of figured some things out. So everybody is paying up front, and we are not having anything later come up. So on that list, I have the Squishy Moo patterns that I make, which y'all saw. I make those. But Perry the Platypus has been on my list to make for quite a while. And I made a free pattern where it was long ways, but I just really didn't like that. And I saw where Robin from Nine Hook Crochet was making them in the Platypus pattern that I bought. It was one of the reasons why I bought it. I just never got around to making it last year. But I make this Platypus pattern. This is Puddles the Platypus from Avery Crafts a Lot. I bought this pattern, her squirrel pattern, and her EDB pony. I bought all of those at the same time. I got a good deal. I think I got all of them for like $9. So it's a good deal. I saw my regular platypuses for $12. I mean, they're a good hand size. So there's that. This is like a 30-minute make. You make the tail ahead of time. Then you set it aside. You start from the head, you work your way down. Once you get to these bobbles, you pull out your yarn, and then you remove your hook, and then you make the bill to the platypus. It's surface crochet. Then you go ahead and add your eyes. Then you start on the rest of the body. I do one thing differently. So once you've done the tail and you've added it, you have 2 rows of decreases. I do 1. I do 1 row of decrease. I make this like a decrease because it goes decrease down to 10. So once I do that decrease, I don't decrease down to 5. I don't do it whole. Trying to stuff this thing is a pain in the butt, because I like to make these in bulk while I'm at work, taking the yarn with me, and so all I gotta do is take 2 skeins, eyes, my hook, a stitch marker, and I'm done. I don't have to worry about taking my needle with me or anything like that. And it's a lot easier if I can go ahead and have the tails prepped. So like one day I'll make all the tails, which is what I did actually. I made 9 tails. I made, not last Sunday, but the Sunday before that, I made 9 tails. Well, that week I made 9 tails. I made 7 of the orange tails, 2 of the gray tails. I started working on the Platypuses. Because they're the main thing I was wanting to make, and so I started those, and I did all 7. So I made 4 completely that week, because that week I was having a rough week, and I was also doing other things. Because I also started like 3 other dinosaur patterns that week, which I need to finish those up, because I'm hoping that's going to be my next video, is me going over a roundup of dinosaurs and things that I'm making to send in the Ohio State Fair. I'm not going to bore you with that. So there was one thing you didn't get to see last week that I made. Also, when my video went up last week, because I think I did it like midweek, I told you I had gotten picked for a pattern test. So that is now up. I did post my release video for that. But anyways, so then this week I finished these 3 Platypuses, and I spent the day this weekend stuffing these and sewing them closed and tacking the tail up. You don't have to tack the tail up. You can leave it flat. I just go ahead and stack and like tack it up, because if not, it's very floppy, and I just don't like it in this style for it to be that way. So I have 7 of these for the market, but I made 3 this week. So for these, I'm going to do 15, because I'm going to also add a hat to these. So there's that. These are 12. So that's 45, 57, 69. I have $69 worth of inventory there. Okay, so the next we're going to go over the capybaras that I made. So the pattern test was for April at the Cozy Buckeye. When I was applying for a tester call, I was looking at some things, and I was like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of something cute and like a kind of a play on. And so like I was talking with one of my friends, and I was like, oh, Chappie the Cappy, and she was like, that's cute, and I was like, yeah. So I typed it. Now I'm one of those people that I don't pay attention to what all has been commented, so that was my bad. I thought, because I was like one of the first few people to comment on her thing, so I didn't realize someone else had commented the name, but I really liked it. So me and one other person had the same idea. Who would have thought? But yeah. So this is Chappie the Capybara. This pattern is super cute. There is one thing to note. Do not overstuff the head. It's like any other capybara pattern that you make. If you overstuff the head, it's going to tilt. But as you can tell, mine does not. And so at first I was like, did I stuff that enough? But then like once I was holding it, like I will show y'all. It's not tipping over, it's not flopping, anything like that. So you do start here with a chain, and you work your way around, and you start it. And I will say, tension can make a difference in a few rows. So I didn't have any problems here. I had problems when I got to here, the ears. That was my first tension problem, and then the next thing was here. And also, my bobbles are also all in the same row, because my ending count ended up being over here. I did not go back and like add a few stitches to it. I just made sure my bobbles lined up well, and they do. I mean, I think Like here, these are lined up, and then like I just made sure that I tried to line these up the best that I could. I think this one could be one stitch over, but you know, it is what it is. Now I will say this much, I didn't squinch the bottom of this up like how she does hers. I left it like that. I like that. I don't, it was just personal preference on that. So I ended up making 2 of these. So that is, and most of these for 25. I mean, they were a decent size. They were a 30-minute make. So at 30 to 45-minute make. I mean, if you sit there and you get to work in it and you don't have any tension problems, there's no reason why this thing can't be done in 30 minutes. I mean, these things literally take no time at all. If I would have had more time this week, I would have finished more of these, but just didn't have the time. Work's getting crazy. It's towards the end of the year. Like for my school that I work in, we get 2 weeks at spring break. So literally, we're gonna have 1 month of February where school is continuing as normal. The kids get 1 day off. And then March happens. That first week of March is like benchmarks, exams, all that stuff. Then we're out for 2 weeks. Then we come back. And then like we start test prepping for beginning of May. So then like we literally have 5 weeks to like for the kids to like start studying, start prepping, start doing state test prep, because by the first week of May they're pretty much done. So depending on when they do the state test, it's either the first week of May or the second week of May they do state test. Then they have a week, and then it's exams, and then we're out. May is going to be very funny for me this time because, like I said, I am pregnant. I do work for the school system, so we shall see. We shall see what May comes. May's going to be very interesting. I'm also getting to the point where I'm a lot more tired in my day. And I'm a lot more like in myself. So like Friday was, everybody was just having a day, and it was just rough for them. I was having a great day. Like I had gotten a good night's sleep. Like I mean, I'm talking about a full 8 hours worth of sleep the last 2 nights. Like Friday was great. And like everybody being the way they were kind of brought my mood down. And I was like, y'all killing the vibe. Why? So I didn't like it. So, but that was that. So 25 of these, each says 50. That's 119 in inventory. So that's pretty good. And only having 7 items. Now this next thing I did is a new pattern. This is by Hook Crochet Co. Now she does tell you to make sure that these bobbles line up, and they did not for me. So I am working on another one. And as you can tell, this one's a little bit better. But because you do a big bobble and then a mini bobble, I'm just having trouble getting them to stay completely lined up. Like I said, this one looks a lot better right now than the way these two look. Like this one's come really off. But anyways, so I did make this. This is a free pattern. She probably came out with this like at the beginning of the year. Or late December. Like it's been pretty new. And I haven't had the chance to make it. And so I wanted to find something to add that I get asked a lot about. I get asked about rhinos, but the only rhino patterns I have are Todd and James, the former Ballon Mako. and they can range anywhere from 25 to 50 depending on price, because depending on the yarn I use, and depends on the style. So I was like, you know what, no, I need something smaller that I can sell between $15 and $20, because I get asked about rhinos and hippos and like squirrels and sloths, like all the odd things you wouldn't think people would want. I get asked a whole lot about. So this is going to be a new market make. This took me probably 30-45 minutes. But it's just because I have to make sure my stitches lined up. I am working on tightening my tension. So that's just a hit or miss. It happens. But I love this. Same thing here. That this is the way it's supposed to sit. It's not supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be like this. So I don't have to worry about the stuffing issue there. I do make sure that I don't overstuff the head, because I don't want it rolling. So I do think I'm going to move the baubles back a stitch or two. I'm doing it the way she has it, but I don't. This one I did the way she had it. I'm probably not going to do that again. But yeah, for a free pattern, this was pretty simple. Like I said, I think I'm going to charge between $15 and $18 for these. So, I mean, he's a bit smaller than this guy. I mean, they're probably the same length and stuff. But this one was a lot more simpler, so. And I made this in the Premier Basics. I made this in Polish. So, if that tells you anything. But yeah, so if I would have made this in Premier Basics, it would have turned out a lot bigger. So, but anyways, I'm going to go 15 or 18 on these. I hadn't decided. I'm going to ask my friend. I'm going to send it to her and see what she says. Because I don't have any markets until May. So, like, I have plenty of time to make things. But she's going to sell things for me because she's got a few big things coming up. So, anything else? Oh yes, I am working on this guy. I know y'all can tell who she is. This is Tinkerbell. I think I should have done one more row in the skirt. I made this in Big Twist Posh. I think next time that I do this, I don't know if I'm gonna do the hair cap. I may do one more increase and then follow her pattern down, and maybe like fiddle with this to figure out how I want to do it. Just because I feel like this needs to be like one round bigger. But I do like this pattern. This is the Feline Fairy from Jen Crafty Creations. All the pattern people will be listed. If they have YouTubes, I will tag them. I am trying to get better at my YouTube videos, making sure like when I tell you about somebody, their name comes up on the screen and all of that good stuff. I'm working on it. I was really good about it in the beginning, and it just got a bit tedious. So I just quit. I just put everything in the description box. But I think I need to start putting everything back up on the screen for you guys. But anyways, this is Jen's, the Feline Fairy from Jen's Crafty Creations. I modified it, the colors to be Tinkerbell. So I added one row in the skirt. And that's it. And everything else I followed in. I mean, I had to adjust my stitches here with the arms, but I think that was more about tension, not anything that she did. I am gonna add a nose and some blush. I just hadn't got to it. I'm probably gonna add some white around the eyes and stuff like that. I just hadn't got to doing all that. And then besides the details to her face that she needs, I just need to make her wings and then she'll be done. So I'm very happy about her. What do I have? I have 55 on her because the legs are a separate piece. The arms are a separate piece. This bun is a separate piece. Then you have to make the ribbon. The hair is a separate piece. So yes, you do make the arms and legs first and then work your way up. And then like the head and body is all one piece once you get it worked up. But then you have to go back and add the skirt, you have to go back and add the hair and the bun and all of that and sew all that on. Plus then you gotta sew the wings onto the back. So she's just got a lot of time to her. Because what I did is I made the arms and the legs and then I started on the body, got to here and like stopped, and then the next day I finished her off, made the hair cap, the wig, and this. I went ahead and made all that. So I did her in like 2 or 3 days, like just bits and pieces working on her this week. So then like I was finishing her up to Friday. So now all she needs is her wings and then she will be done. So, well, I'd say Friday. It's actually Saturday because there were days where I didn't do a whole lot this week. So, but I'm not going to count her in inventory pricing because how do I put this? Because she's not done. So once she gets done, she will be added towards pricing. So I may come back and show it to you, and I may not. So it may be a short that you see of her being finished. So you make sure you subscribe and follow me for that. But anyways, total inventory count. We were at 119 before we added this guy. This guy, I'm going to just say 15 for now. So, 29, so $133 worth of inventory. That's pretty good for a week where I still work full time. I'm pregnant. I'm doing other things. I've had to do something every weekend. And so, yeah, I mean, this is pretty good. I mean, I'm slowly, like, building up inventory. And it's things that I haven't made. Like, okay, I have made the Platypus, but, like, it's, the Perry mod is new. I enjoy it. So these are all super great patterns. I definitely recommend you go out and trying them. Also, stick around this coming up week. I am hoping to get my roundup done, because it does take me a couple weeks to do those, because as my friend says, I have a very particular niche about my crochet. When you come into my booth, it's all about variety in like the characters. Like most of my big items are characters. I have very few things that are not character based or anything like that. Like all of mine are character based. Like you know, I bought certain patterns. Like I bought the fairy pattern from Jen's Crafty Creations just to make Tinkerbell. I bought the Platypus pattern to make Perry. There are a few dinosaur patterns that I bought just to make characters. So I have a very particular niche. I have a very particular style about me. And I'm gonna do a get to know me YouTube series of like, hey, I'm gonna answer some few questions that my girls at the Discord will answer. I'm gonna get some of them that ask me some questions, and then I'm gonna ask them on my Instagram. I will know that I have gained 5 followers on Instagram since posting the reel for this, so I need to post a reel for these and tag the creator in them and then do that. So I will be doing that tonight. But anyways, I hope y'all have a great weekend, and I had a great weekend. I hope y'all have a great week. As y'all are seeing this will be Monday, but for me, I'm filming this on Sunday. So have a great week, guys. And in the comments down below, let me know which pattern was your favorite. Is there any that you have that you would like to try? Have you tested for any of these creators? I have tested for April twice now in her market series. Her first time was her pig, and now for the capybara, so I'm super excited. Some of them I have I really want to test for, and there are some that I haven't been. And then I haven't been applying to a whole lot of tester calls because my pregnancy has been a little rough. There are days where either I'm sick or I have no energy, or it's just certain weeks where I have a lot going on. I haven't been able to do a whole lot. So, but I made sure to fit this into my schedule because I really wanted to do this. This was on sale as of this weekend. So when y'all see this, this will no longer be on sale. But yeah, thank you again, April. I love being in your group. I know I'm not very active and talkative in the Instagram chat. I do apologize. Just being pregnant, it just takes it out of me, guys. So, but yeah, just let me know what your pattern's your favorite, who you've tested for, and all that good stuff. And I will see y'all next time. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll catch y'all next Sunday when I'm filming. Bye.